Hello. I think I'm live. Hello. It is 2 o'clock here in the UK where I'm based. Hang on, actually needed. And I'm trying to go live again from my laptop. A couple of times it's logged me off. I hope it's going to work today. So, yes, it's 2 o'clock here in the UK where I'm based, and it's a very windy day. We're kind of at the back end of this winter storm. Which hasn't hit that bad down in the south where I am. But further up north, they really felt it. In my native country of Denmark, they felt it quite a lot. Trying to speak on the phone to my niece the other day outside, that didn't go very well. But today is also a beautiful sunny day, and I wish I could show you. It won't really work out. I've tried it before, turning the camera, so I won't do that. But it's the sun shining and it's blue sky and it's lovely, even if the trees go a tiny bit like that. So today I jumped on to talk about a topic that I know a lot of people are interested in or have asked about, which is all about minimalism and hygge. And why do I talk about that? It's often because people kind of confuse interior design with hygge. And I am here to tell you that that is definitely not the case. Hygge is subjective, it's highly personal, but there are some things that surround hygge. And once we understand those kind of pillars, if you like, of hygge, it also makes maybe a bit more sense why it often gets that stereotypical look that we often see. As always, if you are able to join me live, don't forget to let me know that you're here. So send me an emoji, send me some questions in the chat, and I will try and include them in the talk. And obviously, if you're watching a replay, don't forget a hashtag replay. The good old Facebook algorithm means that only more people will see it if other people have engaged with it somehow. So, yeah, please feel free to do so. And also, because I said this is a topic that I think a lot of people are quite interested in. So, at least that's what I've been told. So, I hope that what I'm going to share with you is going to be useful. So first off, as soon as I put the event on saying that I was going to do this talk, there was the comment that, oh, I've got. I'm not going to quote it, but basically it was a bit along the line. I've got too much stuff in my house, so I'm probably going to fail on the minimalism thing. Now, first of all, let me reassure you, not every Scandinavian house or home is created in the minimalist look. And my home certainly isn't either. So it's like the belief that everyone lives in this stereotypical look, but we don't. Okay, and as I've already said, hygge is highly personal and subjective. But there is a reason why the whole Scandinavian look and feel is the way that it is. And one of the key reasons behind it is the clear lines. Now, if we take a step back and talk about what hygge is all about, then hygge is, if we're talking on a personal level in the home, we're talking about the fact that we create a sanctuary, we create somewhere where we can relax, where we can be ourselves truly, but also where we can recharge and feel good. Ideally, it's somewhere where we kind of our stress levels are taken down. We can breathe deeper, which creates more oxygen in the body, which means that we just feel better all over. And one of the things about that is that obviously it reduces the stress levels as well. Just looking at my notes, I've already jumped all over the place in what I was going to try and tell you. But anyway, so it's a space where you want to feel nurtured and you want to feel happy and you want to feel free. And I'm sure you've got other things, other words that you could pin on there as well. That's when we're talking about hygge in the home. And obviously, when we're talking about hygge, when we're getting together with other people, other aspects come into play. And that's fine too. But now just talking about the basics of hygge in like and minimalism, how that interplays. But yeah, basically Hygge can help us to relax on a deeper level, and the acceptance of allowing ourselves to relax. Now, if you've got a pile of laundry that you can see out the corner of your eye, that might mean that you're not feeling that relaxed, even if you tell yourself that you are, because subconsciously we pick things up. It might also be that pile of papers that you've got somewhere. And you go like, oh, it's fine. It's been there and I know I'm going to deal with it. But on a subconscious level, it might mean that it's still bugging you and it's kind of pulling you down. It's adding a tiny bit of stress onto your existence that you might not even realize that is there. And that's the key thing. As long as we are happy in our homes and we've got those clear lines, then often, we can feel more relaxed. Obviously, if we've got a lot of stuff hidden in the drawers and we know that, then we also subconsciously are aware of that. And again, that's going to pull us down because we know at the back of our heads that maybe we've just kind of stuffed everything in and closed it, goes, ah, great, clear lines. But we know that it's still there. It's still to be dealt with. And there's this lovely saying that clutter is, if you have clutter, then basically your clutter is a sign that you don't trust yourself to deal with it. So it can mean that you've got something that you still need to work on. And it might just be the time as well to do it, because I know that's often the thing in my household. So what do we do? There's obviously ways of dealing with it, but in Scandinavia especially, you will find that display cabinets are extremely popular. And I know it's not just in Scandinavia, it's all over the world. But basically, it means that you can still have things and you can still display things, because I love displaying things, but I hate doing a lot of dusting and cleaning. So putting them in a display cabinet means that I've still got clear lines, but I can still see kind of my treasured belongings. So that's one way of dealing with it. Another way of dealing with it is obviously to address the clutter itself. And you might say, oh, I haven't got any clutter. And trust me, clutter can be on many, many different levels. There's not some is the clutter that we can see and that's bugging us, and the other is the clutter that we might not see but we know that's there. Example can be the drawer that's stuffed full. I'll own up my own wardrobe. That was really getting to me earlier last week. So I basically had a bit of a big declutter session, because although the cupboard door's mainly closed, we do know deep down inside what it's like when we open it, and we know that feeling, and it's not nice. But it doesn't mean that you can't have a lot of things, because the definition of clutter is that it's clutter if you don't love it and you don't use it. So if you are a collector, then you can still have your precious items out, as long as they fill you with genuine joy, and as long as you experience that joy when you're looking at them. If the feeling you're getting is, I really like it, but when I look at it, all I'm thinking about is, and I really need to dust over there, and it's a nightmare because I have to move everything off the shelf, then it's clutter. Then it's giving you it's draining you more, it's taking you down more, then it's kind of building you up. And that's kind of the definition of clutter. So, no, we don't need to be minimalist. We don't need to have clutter-free homes, but we need to have homes that can nurture us and that can make us, how should I say, our homes are basically a reflection of us. So we want it to feel not only as a safe sanctuary, but we also want it to be a natural reflection of us. And I know a lot of people that have a lot of things that they collect, and I think it's wonderful because it adds personality to a home. And trust me, I have tried like the whole minimalist thing, even before I had children and had a child, and it just was not me, because I'm the kind of person, I like, whenever I've been traveling, I like to get something and I like to display it, and I only have really special things out that I display. Now if you are obviously a collector, And some of my friends, they collect things like records and things like that. Then a way of not having everything there can be a rotational system. So it could be that you've got a couple of things displayed and the other things are packed away, and you rotate them, and it adds kind of a new fresh energy into your home. So a friend of mine's got like a little shelf where he can display the records, and he likes displaying the different covers on there, and it gives another, I don't know, just it's almost like the album of the month is out. Not that he would necessarily listen to it, although he will that too, but not for the entire month. But it's there because he wants to display it there then. So that's one way of getting around it. If you feel that you have a lot of things, and it's maybe taking up too much space, and you haven't got those clear lines that you're hoping for. Now, I will also say that a lot of people might have very clear lines and live in like a Zen palace. And behind the scenes, not talking about the drawers, but maybe digitally, there's a lot of clutter. And that can also really impact us. Again, it can take up a lot of our energy, a lot of our space. It can drag us down because we know that we've got a lot of emails in our folder. We know that we've got too much storage somewhere. Maybe we're paying for storage. We're not even knowing what this online storage is because we've just got too much stuff on there. So clutter can be many, many different things. And a minimalist living as such is in many ways great because it frees up bandwidth, so to speak. It allows us to enjoy here and now more, and not having to look at things that distracts us or competes for our attention, or reminds us of things that we have to do. And I think that's the key concept about the minimalist thing. So if you the place I'm sitting in is not actually very particular minimalist. I've got my plants, I've got you can probably see a bit of my stone collection up there. I've got a thing where I collect stones. So I like having lots of things around my house that gives me joy and that have special meaning for me. And that is Hygge for me. Whereas if I was trying to have none of that, that would not be a clear reflection of me. And I think I would feel that it's a bit, A, not reflective of me, and B, maybe a tiny bit empty. So we've all got different takes on that because we're all so different. And that's so fantastic, because if we were all the same, it would be really, really boring. Let me see if I've missed anything off my list. I think that's most of it. So if you don't love it and you don't use it, then it's clutter. So I've got a little invitation for you. So if you would like to invite more hygge and less clutter into your home, especially as we're going into spring now, because it's kind of the time where we want to clear the cobwebs and create some space. Because something magical happens also when sunlight kind of comes into a room. It can get absorbed by a lot of things, or it can be expanded in the room with clear surfaces, which is another reason why you often see the clear surfaces in Scandinavian homes, because there's not that much sunlight there. So when it's there, we want to make the most of it. But anyway, so if you want to do something in your home to kind of make more room for hygge and have less clutter, then I challenge you to find 3 things that you can let go of. So 3 things that you don't use on a regular basis, or use in general. I could say I don't use my printer a lot, but I do still use it, like maybe once every 2 months. So I'm going to keep it, even if I don't love it. But if there's anything, and it can be everything from like a coffee mug that, you're going like, why have I actually got this? Or maybe your aunt so-and-so gave it to you and you feel obliged to keep it. Or maybe it's a plant that you don't actually love anymore. Maybe it's just grown a bit wild or something. Don't throw them out. I've got this thing, I can't throw them out, but maybe check whether there's like any neighbors or anything that would like to have it. And with any items, you know, if they're in good condition, you can give them to a charity shop. As they say, one man's clutter is another man's treasure. It's not quite that saying, but you know what I mean. So it might not be special to you, but it might just make the day of someone else's. And if it can raise money for charity at the same time, then that is fantastic too. So there's a tiny bit about minimalism and Hygge for you. So first of all, just to recap, remember, you don't have to have a complete minimalist lifestyle in order to feel that you're doing Hygge in the right way. The idea with Hygge is to help you create a sanctuary at home that's true to yourself and that will allow you to relax and be fully yourself, whether you use it on a more recreational or a mindfulness level. That's completely up to you. And if we have lots of clutter or stuff lying around, it's likely to drain us and take us away from that feeling of Hygge. So we won't actually be doing any Hygge. And also, if your home should be a reflection of yourself. So don't feel that you have to fit into anyone's category or idea of what interior design should look like, or trying to copy a certain style, because that's not what this is about. This is about finding your own zen, finding your own bliss, finding your own Hygge. And finally, have a look at what's around you. Find three things. Three things, that's not much. Three things that you know does not really add to your life in a positive way. It's something that doesn't fill you with joy or something that you don't use, and then see if someone else would like it or give it away. Worst case, you'll obviously have to bin it, because why would you surround yourself with things that don't actually bring joy into your life in the first place? So don't forget, it's happiness, it's health, and it's Hygge. And those three components all interlink. And we need to give ourselves permission to have all of those. And whether that's doing a bit of clutter clearing in the lead up to spring, or whether it's just because you want to try and explore having some more clean lines in your home because it's great for diffusing and reflecting the sunlight back, creating the sense of more space to breathe, more space to be. Well, there you go. Any of those will work. I'm just going to have a look at the comments to see whether there is any comments on here. Okay, so can't see any, but sometimes it doesn't always show up. And like I said, I haven't done this on my computer for a long time, so fingers crossed it works. But there you go. A bit about minimalism and Hygge. I could keep going. I could give you a lot of more practical things to do. But have that as a starting point and see how you get on for the rest of the week. And don't forget to let me know how you're getting on for the rest of the week with, your minimalism and Hygge approach. Have a lovely week ahead, and I hope to see you soon.